What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lantern, bringing you guys the Week 7 transactions video for the NCL Season 2. I don't have my normal document open, so let me open that up. But worthy to note that this is the second last transactions episode that you guys will be seeing for Season 2. Oh my goodness, where has the time gone? It feels like we just started, and yet we are almost two-thirds of the way done the regular season, which is pretty crazy, actually. If you guys haven't seen the playoff picture video, you guys should go check that out. I uploaded the first playoff picture video on the channel last week, late last week actually, but that is sort of the format of how the playoff picture videos are going to go. They'll definitely go up before the weekly recaps will. No, they won't. They'll probably go up after the weekly recaps from this point on. That situation just happened to warrant it coming out sooner, and I had no idea if I was actually going to have time to record the NCL content this week on time or not. Turns out that I actually did get to record it on time, and you guys will see this transactions video on Tuesday, but I will be able to get up the weekly recap video on Monday, which I was not expecting, just because of various circumstances going on in my life at the moment. However, in terms of transactions, all transactions must be completed by week 8. End of next week is the deadline for transactions. If you're a coach and you're in the league, get those transactions in if you still have free agent transactions left, or start scouting out trades now. Now's the best time to do it. We're in week 8 now. It's Monday. Get those in. Each coach is allowed 3 free agent transactions. There are at least 2 coaches, I believe 3 now at the end of this video. There will be 3 coaches that have no transactions left. They have no free agent transactions left. Don't try and get them to pick up free agents for you. Trade with them. God. Uh, you get an unlimited amount of trades throughout the season. This series may not be up every week as it requires coaches to have transactions during the week prior. So I believe there was no video for week 6, and I can actually verify that. Pretty sure there was no week 6 video. Yeah, there was no week 6 video. That was the first week all season that we haven't had any transactions made, which is actually crazy. We're almost completely filled up the transactions paid that I made on the document. I might have to add some lines soon in anticipation of this week. So, first up on transactions for week 7 is Nacho and the Detroit Terribles. Dropping Garchomp for Latias. Now, this is really interesting, but it sort of goes along with his other drop and deciding to build his team a little bit differently. So he felt, and I haven't actually got a direct quote from him, but I know that he was talking a lot about how he felt that his team was reasonably electric weak, and electric types can pretty easily slap HP Ice on their set and kill Garchomp with it. So Garchomp, despite it being the kill leader on his team, really wasn't helping, and he feels that Latias is going to do a lot for his team. If you remember in the mid-season recap video, I actually said Corona, I thought it would be really good for his team if he picked up Latias. He did not get the opportunity to, because as soon as that video went up, Nacho grabbed Latias anyways. Then next up, to go along with this, Nacho used his last free agent transaction, dropping Chandelure for Arcanine. Good deal, honestly. Gives him a little bit better of a speed tier. Both of his pickups upgrading his speed tiers, although Latias speed ties Mega Diancie, so he has 2 base 110s now. But he has a much better Scarfer in Latias. It reliably outspeeds more things. And Choice Scarf Latios can also tie Choice Scarf Latios, things like that. Chandelure is a base 80 speed, Arcanine's base 95. Offers him more bulk overall with what he picked up, which I think goes along with his Celesteela Toxapex core a little bit better as well. He still hasn't been having a fantastic season, so hopefully these will help him play spoiler for the rest of the season. Arcanine gives the same fire immunity that Chandelure gave, so not too bad there. And because he picked up Latias, he got rid of another knockoff weakness, so he's neutral on the knockoff weakness and the dark weakness in general there. He's also neutral on the fairy weakness, dropping a dragon for a dragon, picking up a fire for a fire, or dropping a fire for a fire. So there you go there. Essentially, losing the 4 times weakness to ice is pretty cool. Losing the ghost weakness, which he really doesn't have an answer to, like Drampa is his best Ghost switch in, so there you go there. Not really much more to say about that for Nachos. Next up is myself. I actually made a drop. I dropped Sylveon for Nihilego. This was my second free agent for the season. I really felt that Sylveon wasn't coming to a whole lot of games, and it wasn't doing what I had drafted it for. I believe I took Sylveon round like 3, round 2 or round 3, and I just really it wasn't fitting the team that I drafted, unfortunately. It was a specially bulky Mon that Nihiligo replaces. Sylveon was a second fairy on my team. Nihiligo gave me rock and poison types that I didn't have before. So, despite me having two 4 times weaknesses to ground now, one of those is a levitate user in Rotom Heat, and now I have Nihiligo. So, I'm not a super ground weak team. I also have things like Mega Pinsir that even in regular form can eat ground hits really well. So I'm not super duper concerned about the ground attacks. I don't have the best water resists right now, but Melodic has been coming to a lot of games, and I really like the grounded poison type to get rid of T-Spikes. T-Spikes were such a pain for my team before, and I don't have the best removal options in general, so that's really cool. Actually, picking up a T-Spike user on my team is really good. I didn't have anything besides Stealth Rocks before, and picking up another Rocks user is also cool. I really think this is just going to do a lot for my team. Fills a speed tier that I didn't have previously, and fills the same role as a special attacker as Sylveon, which I like as well. So big ups to the Nihiligo trade there. I think that this is going to improve my roster as we head into the final half of the season. And then last but not least, our last transaction is a trade between Dom and the Cleveland Cavaliers and Jed and the Adelaide Overheat. Dom opting to trade his Jirachi for Jed's Kartana. Now, this is interesting. Jed finally picks up a base 100 speed tier that Dom has already in Mega Charizard X. Kartana offers him another physical threat, sweeping threat, which I think is really good. An actual good Scarf user, which his team was severely lacking. And in fact, Dom actually had 3 base 100s on his team if you include Linoon in that, which I normally don't, but there you go. It does actually have base 100 speed. Jed's been itching to get rid of Kartana for ages. Jirachi is a much better steel type on his team, I feel. The psychic typing is not necessary on Jed's team, really, but he does have a neutrality to dark in the Gardevoir, anyways. Um, his team is relatively very weak, and Kartana can't really eat hits, really. Like, unless they're physical hits, Kartana can't eat hits. Special fairy moves, like it doesn't matter. It's not eating it. Um, yeah, Cortana is just paper thin, which actually works well on Dom's team. Dom has the bulk to back it up. I really feel that Jed hasn't had the bulk to back up his fast pivoting squad the whole season, and that's sort of why he's had to make all these transactions. So um, look out for that there. Anyways, that is going to be it from me. This is your transactions for week 7, and I will catch you guys later.